Hey everybody, back with another video. Sometimes this hobby will make you do crazy, not smart things, I guess, or insane things maybe. So I have another programmer here to review, and I have reviewed and have owned about 5 or 6 device programmers. But I had seen this one up for sale. It was a B&K 843. And somebody posted on Clove about it, and I did some research, and I found out that it's the same as eetools Allmax Plus. Now, the BK842 is the same as the Allmax, and the 843 is the same as the Allmax Plus. The difference being the 842 does not have a parallel port, and the Allmax does not have the parallel port. They just have an ISA card interface. These were made in the probably mid to late 90s, like 96, 97, 98 time frame, and they probably went end of sale sometime before 2000, I think. It's DOS software that comes with it. This one came without a power supply, so I went about, let me actually move this over here. I went about disassembling the darn thing, trying to figure out, without a manual or anything, figure out on this 5-pin DIN what power went where, to try to determine what the heck was going on. And I posted a thread on Clove and did some research and found a power supply, and I wasn't 100% sure about the power input, whether it required all 3 voltages, etc. But it does require 3 voltages, plus 5 volts, plus 12 volts, and minus 12 volts. So I couldn't really figure it out by just probing around and looking at the board, because I'm not that good yet anyway. Probably will never be that good. So another one came up for sale, and it was a little bit more money, but I was like, damn it, I might as well get it. So I grabbed it and kind of lucked out because it came with a manual, and it also came with a power supply, which if you can see there, it's a AUTEC power programmer. Has tells you what voltage it has, plus 5, plus 12, minus 12, has the DIN connector, and actually off camera I already tested the power and it works fine. The other thing it has is the actual, in the manual, tells you what the power is supposed to be. That's coming from the power supply, so looking at the connector that way, just like that, if you can see that. Okay, so that's the power, and so now I have actually 2 of these programmers, which is kind of insane, but we're going to test this one to see if this other one that I picked up actually works. And a power supply probably costs around 30 something bucks for it, or maybe like 40, 50 bucks for a power supply, unless you want to mod something for free, like a PC power supply, and mod it. So you can do that too, and kind of hack something together. But the reason, and I'll cut in a picture of an Allmax or B&K brochure, so throughout the video maybe, or right now, not sure, but I will post in the Allmax. So for those that have seen my other videos, I actually have this BK, this is my go-to now, this BK864, which is also a parallel port, and this is actually, oh gosh, now I can't think of the name of the company. It's not eetools, but it's a rebranded company from Czechoslovakia or something, or Poland or something like that. Why can't I think of the name right now? Anyway, I did another video on this, and I'll link to it here, but I was working on some pole position boards, and I needed to replace an 82S 153, which is also known as a PLS 153. It's a programmable logic array. And let me see if I bought some of the chips. Long intro here, right? Right there. Is that? There we go. So I bought some of these chips, and then I realized my programmer doesn't actually freaking program it, which kind of sucked. I'm like, these things were like, how does my programmer not program these? It's insane. But anyway, that's why after doing some research, I was like, well, if nothing else, I can program some the chip location is 7C on the pole position, and I can at least program some. These actually program EPROMs, BPROMs. You don't need an adapter. It does have like a card adapter here for future like expansion. I don't know if they truly made a bunch of these little, DIP or DIN sim looking things that actually will like map certain pins so you can actually program different chips. It's 48 pins. It's got a ton of pin drivers on it. You pretty much can program any EPROM or BPROM, bipolar PROM, or GAL or PLA without actually using any adapters and stuff. So I actually kind of, this is the kind of thing I look for in a programmer, is something that you can just put the chip in, don't worry about all the adapters like the Needhams. Even though I like the Needhams, you got to have the adapters, to use them. You have to have at least 3 adapters in the arcade hobby. But things like this, or the Allmax, or my B&K 864, or Elnik is the other net vendor name from like Poland or something like that. It's ELNEC or Elnik. So anyway, I like the ones that you don't have to use those cards. So let me see, I'll pause real quick and come back. Right. I've filmed this before. I'm in the basement. This is my little burning station, EPROM burning station. I have a Windows XP machine down there. I have a Windows 7 machine here. I have a Windows 98 or DOS machine here. But in this case, I'm just going to boot to FreeDoS on USB on my XP machine. We might try it from an XP DOS prompt as well, but I find it easier to boot this way. So let's see if it boots. I can't remember if I have to set my boot priority or not. Okay, I do. Control Alt Delete. Ah, crap. Alright, so let me power cycle it. I have to go into the BIOS and set up my FreeDoS as a boot disk. Alright, we're rebooting. I'm just going to show this real quick. Go F1. Go into our BIOS. And then boot. Whoops. Come down to my hard drive. Escape. Alright, now we should boot into FreeDoS. And I've already loaded the latest code from Allmax. So I'm loading Allmax code, but it's a BK843. And if we do a dir, we can see our Allmax 2 up at the top there. So right there. Just like that. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. So we're going to hit Allmax 2. I just named it Allmax 2 because I was trying to see which version. I downloaded a few versions and I wanted to see which ones were the latest. Now when you first plug it in, and I'm not actually powered on yet. Let me power on. Alright, show you this real quick. I powered on, I get a power light. If I power off real quick, I don't think there's any self-test with the LEDs, honestly. If I power it on, yeah, it just pretty much goes right to power there. But when you first connect, it's not going to connect to the parallel port. You have to go to config, change our base port to our printer port 378, and then, well, can I do a hardware test right from here? Let's do a ground test. Yep. So as soon as I changed that, it was able to connect to the programmer. And we can test our voltage. And that passed. You can look at an oscilloscope and look for waveforms, but I'm not going to do that. Let's go hardware test. Testing logic level, that worked. If you do calibration, it's telling you what pins to put on your voltmeter. Because it's making noise, I'm not going to do it on camera. But we'll come back and maybe do that and film that. I'm not sure. We'll see. Yeah, but anyway, oh man, I don't have many minutes left. So standard kind of, programming menu. You have your buffer where you can load files, save files, edit, vector pattern edit. Let's see what directory. Okay. Select. So in this case, let's look at proms real quick just to show you guys all the proms that it supports. Hopefully this is focused somewhat. You can also just type in like 82S 123 and you see the signetics there. You see the AMD proms. Let's do a 82S 153. Nope, doesn't support 82S 153 because it's not technically a prom. It's a programmable logic array. No, it's PLA? Yeah, it's a PLA versus a PAL, which is a programmable array gate. No, PAL. Programmable array logic? I don't know. Different. PLAs and PALs. PLAs came first. And what we want is a PLS 153 signetics. And so that's what we're actually going to read and write from for my pole position as an example. But you can also do EPROMs 2716s. You can see that. You can just type in the 2716. Let's do 2516. There you got your Texas Instruments there. Let's do Texas. There you go, Texas Instruments. 2532s, 27s. Can you do 2716s? Texas Instrument, which is a little bit different. Might be running out of battery. I figure I would try this hardware test, calibrate. I know that's kind of annoying, but just show you the voltage here. It's 15 volts, and that should be 15.3. 10 volts, and 7 volts on pin 31. So yeah, just doing that test real quick. If I come, another couple interesting things. Actually, let me pull this stuff out. Couple other interesting things is the IC test. One of the things you can do. Oh, do I actually have? I thought I had a chip ready to go. Crap. Is basically just take any chip in here and do an IC test and have it figure out what chip it is. So I'm going to do an auto find. and it says it's a 74-386 or 4070. I don't know about that, but that's pretty interesting. And if you do a TTL and you put in 74-386, hopefully that's what we just did. It says vector test passed. So it can test IC chips. It can also test some memory. Not a lot. Some DRAM, 41 416s, 41 64s, some SRAM, 61 16s. Not a lot, honestly. But that's pretty cool. And you can create your own vectors and stuff like that. Not that I'm worried about it, but I guess you could create your own vector tests and save them. So with that, I pulled this chip here, which is, I think it's a, oh yeah, let's see if I can get that in there. Now I can't read it. Can you see that? It's an 82S153, I'm pretty sure. This came out of the pole position. Actually, I don't even know if, can this thing actually read this thing? I don't know if this is actually dumped. We're gonna find out. Select PLD 153. I'm going to try to read it as a PLS 153. I assume it's the same. 82S 153 or whoops shit. PLS 153. Signetics. Alright. We have that in here. We're going to F5. We're going to read the device. It says checksum 57A. Let's go ahead and look at our buffer. Edit. Okay. No idea. I know this chip works because I tested it in my pole position. I'm going to save it. It's going to save it as a JED file. Was that joint electronic something? I don't know, whatever. Okay, JED file. Okay. Do I have to... I have no idea where it's saving it at, by the way. So this is pole position 7C. I guess it saved it. Alright, cool. Now I'm actually going to program one. I know you can't see me, but I'm putting in a new chip right here. And I'm going to program this thing. Bam! Alright, I'm going to put this in my pole position. See if we just programmed a new 7C for pole position. That was freaking fast as hell. Is there anything else I wanted to show you guys? I'm not sure. I think, I did a video of a Allmax. I've done so many videos of different programmers and stuff. Honestly, it's all about what chips it can program. This user interface, I do like it. Let me try an Eprom and just try a generic 2716 real quick, or 2732. Let me just try a generic 2732 algorithm, because I think this program will allow me to modify what algorithm, what my VPP is, my pulse widths are and stuff. Yeah, see, it says F6 edit. Okay, no, that F6. I don't know what that's about. That's probably what the stuff I had in there. F7 through F10. I want to see. I want to actually. I want to change these freaking programming options. Okay, I got you. F7, F8. I thought I could change in one of these. That sucks. I'll pause real quick. I guess it doesn't allow you to change these options, which kind of sucks. At least I can't figure it out. F6 is edit. That edits the buffer. F2 is load a file name, load it in binary, or these are your formats that you can load files in. And then F5 is function, so you can, and it tells you your device information. Right now I have a 2732, I think, Toshiba in there. So it's telling you, what the programming voltage is, and how big the buffer size or the chip, how big it is and stuff like that. But it's not giving you the option to actually manually update it, which kind of sucks. I thought it could, but let me put this in my pole position and see if we actually successfully programmed a 82S, no, PLS 153N is what this is, but it is a 82S 153. They're compatible, so let me figure it out. I don't know, I'm reaching into my cabinet. I have no idea if you're going to be able to see it. Where's it at? Right there? But it is working. So it successfully programmed that PLA, which is kind of nice. Now, there are gals out there, but I bought a whole pack of these damn things, so it'd be nice to be able to use them now. Alright, so that's it, guys. I actually have 2 of these, so I will be selling at least one of them, if not both eventually. But one of them, this is the one that came in this box here, but both of mine work. And hey, you know what? It programs Eproms. I mean, it is DOS, which isn't obviously fantastic, and it's a parallel port, and it has a unique power supply, which makes it kind of a negative as well. But definitely, if you can find one of these for 50 to 75 bucks, I mean, and you have a parallel port computer, I would throw USB FreeDOS on a bootable USB, and you would have a good programmer that can program pretty much all your EPROMs. I did not see TMS 2716s, the Texas Instrument one, so that's the only negative. But I mean, it can pretty much do a ton of chips. I mean, it would get you pretty far, I'm sure, from an old school programmer standpoint, plus being able to read and write bipolar proms, which I think is a good thing in the hobby. So that's it, guys. Have a good one. Cheers.